up, Carson?
Hi, guys. I'm graduating Heritage Homeschool Church, and then I'm
Let's go.
going to Blue Ridge Community College, and majoring in arts.
Attaboy. Attaboy. All right. Next up is, I don't see him in here. Is Jacob, did he go out? He's taking his picture. That's okay. All right, we'll do Addie Bishop. Come on up here, Addie Bishop. Addie Bishop. All right, Addie, tell us what's going on.
I'll go over here. Okay. Hi, my name is Addie. I'm graduating from Reynolds High School. Go Rockets.
Go Rockets.
And next year I'm going to UNC Chapel Hill. Go Heels.
Go Heels.
I'm going to be studying biology on a pre-med track to become an oncologist, hopefully.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Big moves for Addie Bishop. We're excited for you. Go Blue Devils. I'm sorry, but we'll be supportive of you for going to Chapel Hill. I'm sorry. You're sorry. All right, listen. Next up, Coley Trujillo. Come on, Coley. Tell us what's happening in your life, Coley.
Hi, I'm Coley. I already graduated college, but my plans after school is just to get married to Noble. So
Let's go. Noble's in the house. Let's go. All right. Jacob is still remaining. Jacob, calling you out. Jacob. Right. Anyways, we'll move on. All right. But Jacob, I know he's graduating from AC Reynolds High School. Go Rockets again. And Jacob is going to Western Carolina University as well. Go Cats. Are they the Cats? Go Catamounts. All right. So at this time, seniors, you guys go sit on these two front rows here. Just have a seat. Go have a seat in the front. We're going to do some other recognition things. But yeah, those are our seniors. So you guys give it up for our class of 2026. Now, I think it's worth noting, too, there's a couple people that are not here. We think about Callan Walzer-Strepa. Callan's graduating from West Henderson. So you guys know Callan. Kendall Burrows is also not here with us tonight. She had something else going on. Kendall is graduating from Veritas and going to Wingate? High Point. You're right. High Point HPU. And then who else? Elena Dillon. She's graduating from Veritas as well. Where's she going to college? You know? AB Tech. And Logan Penley. Logan is graduating from Penn Foster High School, and he is going, I'm not sure, I think he might be going to work with his dad. And then, who else am I forgetting senior-wise? I think that's all. Is that Jaden Stevenson? He is another senior. He's graduating from Reynolds, and I believe, no, he's community high school. And, man, I think that might be, am I forgetting anybody? Well, she's graduating college. Yeah, Alana Burrows. Oh, Anna Liber. That's right. She's graduating from Veritas. That's true. Thank you. Clay just graduated from college. Come on. Yeah, we got some college grads in the house. So, yeah, those are our seniors. They have been a great class of 2026. I'm excited about them and what they're going to do. All right, so at this time, I've stalled enough. Jacob's still not in here. Let's go, Hope and Rob. You guys come up here. At this time, Hope and Rob are going to present our senior superlatives, okay? So here's your mic. Hope, here's your mic. And what this is, guys, seniors, for you to be aware of, each Hope and Rob, as your small group leaders, have come up with some funny superlatives for you. Now, they're kind of semi-serious because they go with your personality, but they're also just kind of funny because, it's about you. All right, so I'll turn it over to them for the superlatives.
Sorry, we're getting organized because not everybody's here tonight.
Wow.
A superlative, thank you. A superlative is basically an award of recognition about the senior, right? It's most likely to blank or the blank award, right? So you'll kind of see it as we get going what their awards are for. So, yes, thank you. And don't move anywhere. I'm going to take your picture when you go up there with your superlative. Somebody go get Jacob.
Okay, are we supposed to give like an explanation or just
Sure.
Okay, so like Eli said, they're funny, okay? But they also go with your personalities and what we have learned about you. Also, if you don't know, my dad and I have been their small group leaders. So this is why we're doing this. So the first one that I have is for Coley. Coley is most likely to be crocheting at her own wedding.
Photo time. Oh shoot, hold on.
Also, if you don't know, she crochets like the most amazing thing. So hit her up if you want like a really cute animal or something. Okay. Okay. Next, I have Addie. Addie is most likely to save a spider rather than kill it.
Nice. Give it up for Addie Bishop.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, Aaliyah. You are most likely to become famous on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it up for Aaliyah.
Okay.
Okay. So I've had the privilege of getting to be the student leader in a small group for the senior guys. And when I say small group, it is small. But I love having the time that I have with the guys when they are there. But this one right here is, this one's for Carson. Okay. Where's Carson at? Oh, there you are. You were hiding. Okay. So Carson is most likely to start a prayer with, Lord, let the Eagles end with, Lord, let's go Eagles, and end with a moonwalk off the stage. There you go, sir. There you go, sir. Okay. Oh, here, let's get a picture. Got it. Okay. And Jacob's not in here yet. Wow. Just has that. Okay. So, well, Jacob, when he comes in here, most likely to develop a flying Subaru car called Subaru, because he likes aviation too. So, all right.
All right, so somebody help me get these chairs up here. We're gonna seniors. You're gonna take a seat up here. We're gonna
I'll give this to you because you can give it to the kids.
help these chairs out. Y'all stay tuned. There's Jacob.
Jacob, please come tell us your plans after high school, where you go to high school, where you are going to college, and what you are studying.
I go to AC Reynolds High School. Afterwards, I plan to go to four-year college at Western Carolina University and study. I'm deciding between mechanical or electrical engineering.
And we also have an award for you.
Most likely to develop a flying Subaru car called Subaru.
All right, seniors, go up here and have a seat.
All right, we've got some questions for you. All right, between me and Hope, we've come up with, and look, here's the thing: each of you have to answer them. Okay, we've given you ample time to prepare for this. All right, Hope, you go first, and then I will come after that.
All right, I'm going to start here with Jacob, and you can just take the mic and pass it down. If you need to take a second to think, it's okay. What is your favorite memory from youth group?
My favorite memories have always been the beach trips, like right at the start of the summer, getting to spend time with friends and just getting to grow in our faith, like be in a giant crowd with all the people who have the same kind of faith, and it just grows a strong bond between all of us.
I gotta go with the beach trips too. Those are probably some of like my best youth memories and easiest like bonding moments with everyone.
I'm also gonna say the beach trips. I really love the beach, but also just being there with everyone. And I love whenever we'd sing on the beach late at night. I love to do that. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know how many of you remember Cody, but freshman year, we were in a bus and we were going to egg people's yards, not with like actual eggs for Easter. And he had a random craving for milk. I don't really know. And he drove like way out of the way to go to a gas station to get a giant carton of milk. And I just thought that was really funny and I'll never forget it.
Well, my favorite memory is like hanging out with y'all during D now. Because every time I see y'all's faces, I thought, man, I'm never going to forget y'all's faces. I'm always going to be here for y'all. And I'm sure some of y'all are saying, please don't leave. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Next question is seniors. We can start on this end with Carson and then go back the other way because you got the mic. What's something that God has taught you in high school? It's very, very vague and open, so you can respond and whatever. What has God taught you in your high school career?
Just keep moving forward.
Come on, what a word.
This goes with Carson's actually, but I guess just remembering that God has a plan for you and that no matter how hard it can get, like he's gonna make a way for you.
I'd say that he taught me to just stay strong in my faith, especially because I've grown up in public schools. Not everyone has the same belief as me. So just to stay strong in that and be able to defend my faith.
It's good.
God's really taught me to not go ahead of his plan and to instead just like work with him and not against him on the plan that he has for my life.
In a way to kind of add on, I would say he has really helped me with patience. Like just being able to go at the pace he has laid out for me and not try and force my own way, what I want.
All right, Jacob, right back to you. What is some advice that you would give to your freshman self or your middle school self?
Don't procrastinate.
Hmm.
It's really nice to lay out a sort of schedule and get into a sort of rhythm with school and like different at-home stuff and chores, that kind of stuff you got to keep up with.
I think just trying not to purposely fit in with every single crowd, but to instead like really embrace the passions that God has given me. Because once I started doing that, everything worked out a lot better.
I would tell myself to just like go out there and try to do as many things as I possibly can. Like to make as many friends as I can and like join clubs and things like that, because I think I really just started doing that more this year and last year, and I've just met so many amazing people and done so many great things.
I would say not to be afraid to do the things that you know that God is telling you to do, because I know like towards the beginning of high school, I guess he kind of led me to join the worship team, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that. That's really scary. I'm not doing that. And then, like, junior year, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll try. And I kind of wish that I did that sooner. So I would just say, like, don't let your fears get in the way of what God wants you to do.
What I would tell my younger self is when you're in a bad situation, feel like you're being beaten down, just breathe, don't be scared, and get up.
Come on. It's good.
Just get up.
It's good. All right. Another question for you guys. Really think about this one because this one's going to be to the students, okay? What is your piece of advice or message to the students, to the rest of the students in the youth group? You're leaving them with something. You're a senior. You're leaving them with something. What are you going to impart as a word of wisdom to the rest of the students?
Just keep punching.
All right. I like it, brother.
I would say probably not to just do whatever you think is cool and like do what you know that God is leading you to do, kind of like I said in my last answer, but like don't let your fears and what you think the standard for like being cool is get in the way of your faith and sharing that.
Good.
I would say YOLO, but not in a sense like do whatever you want whenever you want, but like you only live once for God, so just do all you do and like praise and glorifying to Him.
I would say I don't probably have the greatest advice considering I'm 18, still figuring things out. But I would say the biggest thing is I don't know, just don't be scared to try new things or think you're messed up because there's a lot bigger things that are going to happen outside of high school. And the things that seem really big in high school, you're going to look back on and call yourself ridiculous. So I would say just don't spend like those fun moments stressing about really small things.
I'd say cherish the moments that you have because not everything lasts. I mean, some people might still be friends, when they graduate, but people are going to go separate ways. Things are going to change back at home. So just cherish what the Lord has given you now.
It's good.
All right. What is one thing that you hope these younger students remember about you?
A strong faith.
Kind of like same thing that they would notice that I'm actually living things out for the Lord and not just entertaining myself.
Oh yeah, same with Jacob. I hope that I'm remembered for my faith and just like kindness.
Literally exactly what Addie just said. Oh yeah.
What I would say to y'all is when I leave, I'm always here for you. If you need me, I'm here. Just don't forget, I'm always here for you. Keep punching.
And
All right.
we're not gonna forget Carson's moonwalk either. So
That's right. We can't forget the moonwalk. All right, I'm throwing one out there. That was all. I got one to throw on the spot to you. All right. So see if you can chew on this one. All of you guys were involved in some way, shape, or form in the youth group, whether it was the worship team or the greet team or Carson did the game team, setup team, whatever it would look like, right? What do you say to the student out there that wants to get involved, but they're not really sure? They're kind of nervous about it. They're not really like the worship team. Leah that said that, and it really, I don't know, that prompted me to want to ask you guys, what kind of courage would you give them and advice and encouragement? Would you say, hey, go out and do that thing? If you want to be on the worship team, go out and make the step to do it. Or if you want to be part of the greet team, or if you want to be part of the Seeds of Faith, or whatever, what would it be? What would be your advice to them to say, hey, go ahead and get involved? How would you encourage them in that?
Just don't be afraid and don't mess it up.
Come on. There you go.
I would say that the risk of messing up and like fumbling your words or whatever it is that you do is way less of a risk than I guess the people that wouldn't be saved if you didn't get involved in those places, because I know specifically for worship team, like we're just kind of bodies here just to represent Christ and obviously to reflect his glory. And so ultimately I feel like the amount of people that will be saved from the work that you do is greater than anything that you could mess up.
It's good.
Yeah, God always has a plan for you and knows what you need to be doing. So if you just like feel led to do something, you should definitely follow that and listen to him, because just being obedient to him is what he calls us to do.
It's good.
Similar to what Eddie said, is just when God calls you to do something, there will be like never a greater honor than following what God has in store for you. And you'll just feel a lot happier just following what he has. And I think that if, like for the greet team, for example, if you're a really outgoing person that likes to talk to everyone, I highly encourage doing the greet team, because you can really make people's day.
Well, I would say, just try it. Just ask. You don't lose anything from asking, but Lord knows what you can gain from it.
It's good. All right, look, I know that I'm running out of time, but I really would be remiss to ask you this question. All right, this is important because a lot of these students, they already are involved in small groups, but I want you to kind of encourage them in that. All of you have been very regular members and attendees of either Hope or Rob's small group. And what has that, We talked about midweek, you talked about summer camp, you talked about friendships, talked about getting involved, but small group is kind of like the meat, potatoes, bread, and butter of what we do. So what would you say, and how would you encourage the student that is either not involved in small group or is apprehensive about it? And what would you say, how has small group made an impact on your life specifically? What has it meant to you to be in those groups with Hope and Rob?
I would say just come here every Wednesday
Come out Sunday, brother.
and on Sundays.
All right, that's good.
Just don't wake up too late or too early. Just
True.
get here.
Good word, Carson.
For me, small groups is like kind of the medium between like my everyday life and then obviously like my church life. And because it kind of keeps me accountable for the way that I'm acting in my normal life, because I can talk like with Hope and with the rest of my small group about things that are happening in life and how I should go about them in a Christian manner. And so I feel like it just gives that opportunity when you show up every week, because it becomes like well knit with all the people whenever you show up regularly, because obviously you see everyone every week.
Yeah, like what Aaliyah said, it's just like a group of people who you have so much in common with, like they're the same gender and age as you, so it's just like that tight community that you can just get to know really well. And like she said, keep each other accountable. And I feel like on Sundays is when I've really like grown to know all of them, and they became like some of my closest friends just because we get to talk together every Sunday. And yeah.
I think being Christians, we should strive to have fellowship with one another and share each other's burdens and be able to pray with one another. I think small groups are really great opportunities to do that with people who are our age and will probably more than likely share very similar problems with us.
Being in a small group is a good way to get your bearings reset after a long week of being out in the world, and it's a good way to be to look at others in your same gender and age group on how the Lord wants you to, whether it's to act or how you can reach out to others in your own way.
All right, give it up for the seniors and their questions. They did a great job. You guys were kind of Johnny on the spot on some of those, so I appreciate it. Don't leave anywhere. You have to stand up here while I talk to you. But Rob, come up here. We're gonna take a picture with all of them. I'm gonna give them I'm gonna give it you guys as well. This is for the students too, but this is mainly, my charge is gonna be mainly to the seniors. I promise I'm not gonna take a long time. I know I'm running short on time, but I promise we're gonna get to a prayer time. But I want to give them a charge. But let's do a picture really quick first. Perfect. All right, guys. So, seniors, stay up here because I'm mainly talking to you as the charge, as a commission. So, a commission, if you will, or a commencement, I heard this from a graduation not that long ago. They call it the beginning of something rather than the end of something. So, yes, you are leaving to go to college, or you're going out in the world, in the big, scary world, and it's going to be different, right? It's not going to be what you're used to. It's not going to be the week in and week out. But there's some verses here I want to give you that are going to encourage you in that as you start the next chapter of your life. Shameless plug to Jake and Morgan's next chapter class. That's literally why they call it that. So when you're back in town on Sundays, come join the next chapter class. But rest of your students, 7th grade through juniors, you see these guys, and I don't say this just because they're the most recent senior class. I do mean this, as these are probably some of the best examples of Christ-like leaders that you can get in a youth group, because they're committed. You guys have been committed. You have been faithful to the youth group. You have been faithful to me and Hope. You have been diligent to help us out. And gosh, I don't think I don't know if we could have asked for a better senior class this year. So I really, first of all, I thank you from the bottom of my heart into Hope's heart. I could cry. Thank you for being the seniors that you are. You guys are great, and I'm going to miss you like a lot, because you guys have been, of all the senior classes, we love them all, but you've definitely been one of my favorites. So thank you guys for being the group that you are. But senior or rest of the student ministry, you see them, you see how they act. These are what you're supposed to model, right? So when you come up into as your senior year, you get to see what it looks like to be a senior. And this is the kind of thing we want you to model. Leadership, stepping into the roles that God's called you to be. It's not just a ministry in the student ministry where you get to come up and be a senior and you get to coast to the end of the year. Yes, and maybe some of your classes you get senioritis a little bit. But it's kind of different in student ministry because you guys are involved, you're plugged in, you are the people that every one of these guys look to as an example. And whether you believe it or not, they're watching you. And juniors, whether you believe it or not, the person younger than you is watching you, and so on and so forth. So being an example is huge, and I want to look at this just to encourage you tonight. One of the most important verses, I think, in my life, and one of my favorite verses in all of Scripture is Micah chapter 6, verse 8. A lot of people ask, what's God's will for my life? And I can't tell you what that is, right? You specifically for Jacob, Coley, Addie, Aaliyah, Carson, and all the other seniors that aren't here, I can't tell you what God's will is for your life. I know that some of you are going to go to college. Some of you are going to get jobs. Same thing for you students. Some of you are going to start a family, go get college degrees, go get married, go do all these other things. I don't know what God's specific will is for your life because that's not for me to determine. That's for God to determine. However, I do know that the Bible's pretty clear about what God asks of you, and that if you do what he asks of you, then he will be faithful and just to give you those blessings, the prosperous life that he says in Jeremiah 29:11, plans not to harm you, but to make you prosper, make you new, give you abundant life. So Micah 6:8 says this up here. I'm going to read it in my CSB too, but it says similar up there. Mankind, he has told each of you what is good and what the Lord requires of you. I don't know how to read that other than say, this is what God is asking me to do. Again, I can't tell you what his specific will is for you, but I can tell you what he requires of you. He requires this: to act justly, to love faithfulness, and to walk humbly with your God. So number one there, he says to act justly. That's being fair. I know life isn't always fair. You guys are going to run into that. I can give you an example after an example after an example of where I went to college and I was not treated fairly, and it was not fun, and I was not happy about it. You're going to get those all the time when you get into the job field, when you go to college. Maybe you experience a letdown in college. Everybody's going to experience that at some point in their life. So for you, how you can change the world as a Christian and as a person going and commissioning out into the world is you can't change other people's actions, but you can change what you do. And you can act fairly. You can act justly. The second thing he says is to love faithfulness, or as this says, it says there, to love mercy. Being faithful to the cause of Jesus Christ. When you get out of high school, and listen, I'm going to tell this to everybody, and especially to you guys, and I'm not saying this to rain on your I hope that you stay in touch with the people you're friends with. There's very few people that I still, and I only graduated high school, oh geez, it's longer than I thought. What was that, 7 years ago? Maybe it was 7 years ago. And I don't keep in touch with very many people from high school. Unfortunately, I do. There's a couple of guys that I talk to on a semi-regular basis, but the reality is you're going to move on. Those people that you're seeing daily, you might not see as much. You're splitting out to the different various parts of the country, and it's your job to be diligent to the things that matter to you the most. And right now, the things that matter to you are making good grades, are making good friends, to getting involved in school and sports, and etc. But what really matters when you get into college and when you start a family is are you prioritizing God? Are you faithful to God? Are you faithful to your family? And are you faithful to the ministry that he's called you? Whether that's working a job or getting into the ministry or whatever, or the church ministry or whatever. But I think it's important for you to prioritize the right things and to be faithful. And I would be remiss to mention this one aspect of faithfulness that I want to talk about was being faithful to a church. The reality is you might not be at Trinity every Sunday when you go to college. I recognize that. And same thing with you guys when you graduate. Now, you guys don't have an excuse. You got to be here all the time. But you guys, you're going to go off to college. You're going to go off and do the workforce and do whatever. You might, who knows, maybe in 10 years from now, some of you might be on the other side of the globe. I don't know that. But it's up to you to be responsible and faithful to go to church. And I know that might seem legalistic or traditional, but it's not. It's very, very important to stay plugged in to a local body of believers. Get plugged in, serve. Don't just sit on the pew in the back row and be comfortable. Get into a good, godly church. And I'm hoping we're always going to be there for you. If you're like, hey, I got a church. I had a senior not that long, or a graduated senior not that long ago, call me and say, hey, this church is here's the name of this church. Here's what they believe in, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nuh-uh, don't go there. That's bad. And then they're like, well, where should I go? I'm like, I'm going to give you some recommendations, right? These are the kinds of churches I would look at. Anyways, I'm always here for you on that, but make it a priority to be faithful to the capital C church. Not faithful to Trinity. I want you to be faithful to Trinity. I want you here, obviously, all the time. But the reality is most of you are going somewhere else outside of this town. Be faithful to the body of believers. Faithful to Jesus, faithful to your family. Your family is going to be more important than you think. If I have one regret of going when I went through college, and I know I don't have any regrets, is I would have been more faithful and closer to my family. Keep those relationships hard and alive. It's taken me years now to mend those things now, to go back and talk to family members. Do that. Stay in touch with your mom and dad. Stay in touch with your siblings. Stay in touch with your grandparents. Don't forsake that stuff because that's what's really important. And then the last thing it says there, in my version, it also says it up there as well, Micah 6:8, walk humbly with your God. Pride goes before fall. You guys know this. The Bible says that as well. And if we are not humble in our pursuits, then we'll start falling on our face. So humility is really big. And when it says walk humbly with God, I want to mention this too. Does it say to run humbly with God? Does it say to sprint humbly with God? No. It says walk humbly. Humility is a given. Be humble. You guys are already, every one of you are super, super humble people, and I love that about you. But the one thing I want to tell you as a piece of advice, as a commission to you, because I'm not going to get to talk to you specifically like this on Sunday. I want to tell you to slow down. Again, another regret I had going through high school. I wanted to be done with high school and college so bad. Take time to slow down. Cherish those moments. You'll never get them back. You're only going to be a freshman in college once. You're only going to have that senior day once. You're only going to have that graduation once. Cherish those moments. Walk slowly through those moments. And stop and look around. There's nothing wrong with just taking a break and slowing down and saying, I want to enjoy this, soak this up, and be in this moment. Slow down. The Bible says to be still and know that he's God. I've said that many times. Not run, not jog, not sprint. Know that he's God. Be still and know that he's God. So there's the three things there to do, required to do what he says: to be just, be fair, love faithfulness, as the King James says, mercy, and to walk humbly with God. Walk with him. And then the last verse I'm going to give you, and then we're going to do a prayer time, and I know I'm going a little bit over, is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Most everybody knows this, but it's important. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own understanding. In all your ways know him, and he will make your path straight. The straight paths don't just come naturally, right? You could be completely outside of God's will. Trust me, if you'd like to know my testimony, I can tell you about that. You can try to make your path straight all that you want, but you're going to end up, if you do it on your own will, if you do it on what you want, you're going to veer around all over the place, and you might eventually end up there once you realize that God's the only way. But the straight paths come from God directing them. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't rely on your understanding. Because if you try to rely on your own understanding, then it's probably not going to go very well for you. The enemy's going to try to distract you. And listen, this is for you too, but seniors are going out in the real world. The world's going to distract you so bad. Do not be distracted by it. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. If there's any closing advice I can give you, is stay close to this Bible. Trust in the Word of God, because it will never lead you astray or lead you wrong. Stay close to Jesus and trust in the Lord with all your heart. If you do those things and walk humbly with God, you guys already do a great job at this. It's just more of a word of encouragement and admonition, a spiritual warning to you. Don't get sidetracked. Don't go try to do your own path. God's got it for you. God's got really cool plans for you. I know he does, because his Bible says that. I don't know what they are. He does. Just walk closer with him and he'll show you what they are. All right? I love you guys. Hope and I have talked about this a lot. This is going to be a tough senior class to watch go. My goodness. I'm telling you guys. I don't know how I don't know how we're going to get through Sunday straight up. But I do know God's got really cool plans for you. And whatever he's got in mind, we're just going to have to be okay with letting you go, because I know that his plans are better than what I could plan for you to have. All right? We love you. I know the students love you. And if you ever need anything, stay in touch. I'm going to start crying. Stay in touch with us, all right? All right, give it up for the seniors. All right, Here's what we're gonna do now. Ignore my hat hair. We're gonna